Mike Craven, continuing our speed dating. Mike Craven, tell me why I should be interested in the Baylor Bears.
They're going to beat people up.
Yeah.
Like, if you like old school, like, run them into the ground football, tune in to Baylor this year. Like, they have the best offensive line in the state, the best defensive line in the state. I love that wide zone. Like, it's just a really fun offense to watch, happen. Because they run the ball. They're kind of slow-moving outside, and then just a gap opens up, and it's like a 20-yard, gain. I think Jeff Grimes is one of the better offensive coordinators in the country and doesn't get enough credit for that. Blake Shapen's going to make that passing game better. Like, I was a Gary Bohannon guy. I thought he was perfect for what Baylor was trying to do last year. Did a great job. Wish him nothing but the best. Blake Shapen's a more upside, better passer than Gary Bohannon was, and that's going to be important because they lose most of their wide receivers. They're breaking in a whole new wide receiver group. They're going to need a quarterback. This is a guy who I think went 13-13 to start the Sugar Bowl. Really, or the Big 12 championship game, sorry. And so, before he got hurt. And so, he's going to be really good. That running game's going to be good. Like we talked about for the last couple teams, it's all about the offensive line and the scheme. Like, even though they lose their first couple running backs, they're going to be okay. And then defensively, Dylan Doyle is going to be like a household name by this time next year, right? Like, Terrell Bernard dominated the discussion. Jalen Petrie dominated the discussion. Dylan Doyle is going to have 100-plus tackles. He was at Iowa. He transferred to Baylor, and one of the more unique transfers I've ever heard of, he had never gone to Waco before he transferred to Baylor. Like,
That's
his first
wild.
day in Waco was his first day at Baylor for practice. Can you imagine?
Jeez.
Like, that's a crazy thing to do because the pandemic just
Yeah.
made it weird. You just couldn't go on visits and stuff like that. So I think he emerges as one of the better defenders in the state and kind of a must-watch guy. I love Dave Aranda. I find him fascinating. Like, in a world of macho, egotistical coaches, right? And they all you got to be to get to that point. Like, that's not me saying a diss. I'm those things too, right? Mm-hmm. But Dave Aranda is a philosopher. You're talking more monk than college football coach. And I just find it interesting how well those guys play for him when he goes about it in a way that's so counterintuitive. Like, my whole life, to get a team to play well, you had to scream at them, yell at them, discipline them. Dave Aranda talks in about a voice about this loud and talks about not coaching at players but coaching with players. Mm-hmm. Like, it's refreshing, and it's where the sport's moving to.
You should go listen to, back in the Republic of Football archives, the interview you did with Dave Aranda. It's really interesting because, he doesn't do, sit-down long-form interviews very often.
Right. And
it's very interesting, you got him to open up about just his whole philosophy and his whole idea of just, he's among the most unique college football coaches in America, just because he's not a rah-rah guy, and he's the guy, he became that meme, after they won the Big 12 or Sugar Bowl, one of the big games, and they dumped water on him, and he just kept walking. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's that's just kind of how he is.
He makes Marcus Aurelius feel like he's not stoic enough. He's great, and I just find him interesting in a world where most coaches are the same.
Yeah,
Dave Aranda is different, and that's good for the sport.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.